TV's most innovative continuing drama is back.
Getting nostalgic already?
The Edge of Night. Next on USA.
Find out how you...
Is there anything else I can get for you, Mrs. Saxon?
Nothing I can think of, Spencer, thank you. I'm grateful for all your trouble.
It's no trouble at all, ma'am.
Is there any word from Mr. and Mrs. Whitney?
There was a call from Mrs. Whitney.
Oh, really? How does she sound, all right?
She sounded,
What?
well, a bit tense, I thought. Actually, I was baffled by the phone call.
Why?
Something about a shoe that had been left behind.
Spencer, with the 33 pairs of shoes Mrs. Whitney took with her, I dare say she will be able to survive without one.
Yes, ma'am, I hope so.
Do you by chance know where to reach the Whitneys in Switzerland?
No, I must admit that I don't know. Mr. Whitney said that he didn't want any calls.
I see. But that would be all-inclusive then.
Mrs. Saxon, I hope you don't mind my saying so, but I'm very sorry that you've decided to leave the household.
It's kind of you to express the thought. I'm not very happy about the circumstances myself, but there's very little I can do about them, unfortunately.
Well, may I offer you some coffee before we leave?
Thank you. Yes, I'd like that.
Excuse me.
Hello, Spencer. Oh, I'm sorry.
You'll have to excuse me, Nora. I'm helping Mrs. Saxon pack up a few things.
Hello, Miss Fulton. It's surprised seeing you here.
Hello, Mrs. Saxon. Please, don't let me interrupt anything. You see, Spencer is an old friend, and I just happened to be passing by. I thought I'd drop in for a moment.
Perhaps another time, Nora?
Oh, surely you don't have to go so soon. Perhaps you join me in a cup of coffee, and then we can go to the studio together.
Well, yes, I'd like that very much. As a matter of fact, I've often wanted to talk to you alone, Mrs. Saxon. I wanted to discuss someone that we both care about very much, Mrs. Cavanaugh.
Yeah, come in.
Morning, Chief.
Hey, guys, come on in, Chief. Pour yourself some coffee. Sit down.
What'd you say?
I said pour yourself some coffee and sit down.
No, thank you.
Thanks anyway. I've already passed mine.
Don't mind me if I have a cup of caffeine.
First thing is, I want to congratulate you guys on a job well done last night. That could have been real tricky, but you handled it well. I'm proud of you both.
Gee, thanks a lot for the appreciation, Chief.
Well, I give it to you when you deserve it.
Well, it really wasn't much of anything. I mean, we just found out that this guy, Louis Mitchell, was keeping an unlicensed weapon in his bar.
What are you talking about? It wasn't much. It's always tough when you're looking down the barrel of a pistol. I shudder to think this guy Mitchell might have, shot you. Anyway, ballistics say this gun is the same one used in Jefferson Street holdup, so obviously Mitchell is the man.
All right. Looks like it was a good night for 2 points.
I know it was a long night, too, so, why don't you guys go home and sack out for a while?
Okay, I think you better really impress that on my pal here. He's the one who's been sick lately.
Nobody asked you anything, Stoner. Actually, there's something I'd like to look into before I go home.
What? What's up?
Well, the other day I got some information about Nora Fulton. She's Nicole Kavanaugh's secretary.
Yeah, what about her?
Well, apparently she had a relationship with Gunther Wagner at one time. In fact, they both did domestic work in the same household. Apparently that was about 2 years ago.
It's interesting, but I don't think it's particularly significant.
Well, maybe not, but since we don't know very much about Gunther's past, it might be worth looking into.
If you can stay away, go ahead. Check it out.
Thanks a lot, Chief.
Thanks. And listen, thanks again last night. I appreciate it.
Chief, are you okay? I mean, did you hit the lottery or something?
No, what are you talking about?
Well, you seem to be in such a good mood this morning.
What do you mean a good mood? I'm always in a good mood.
Might this have something to do with that certain very beautiful young blonde woman I saw you with yesterday?
It's nice to be here with a friend.
Boy, thank you. It's nice for me, too. Mike left the office so early this morning that if it weren't for you, I'd be having breakfast alone.
Oh, well, I'm sure you'd be with someone. I mean, it seems that you have a lot of friends here, don't you? I mean, you're very well known in Monticello.
Oh, well, I've lived and worked here for so long, my goodness. I'm bound to know a lot of people.
I wish I really belonged in this city, or any city for that matter. I have very few friends here.
Well, you know, that's really all you need. If you can count just a few good friends from among all the people that you know, you can consider yourself lucky.
Oh, well, I do. I mean, I'm very grateful for the friendships I have here in Monticello. It's just that my circle of friends have diminished since the acting group I was in left town.
Oh, yes. You were with them for quite some time, weren't you?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to play the lead in their last production, except I suddenly got sick and I had to leave the company.
Jinx, would you mind telling me what was your illness?
Oh, nothing serious, just fatal. What I mean is, I had hypertension, which was brought on by stress, and I had a lot of it at that period.
Oh, it must have been very difficult for you, hmm?
Here and there. Anyway, the producer decided to move the company to Chicago, so I lost my role and a few very important relationships. I was very depressed for a while. But then I've made new friends here that have been very kind and supportive, like you and Miles and Nicole.
And Derek, hmm?
Yes, and Derek.
Mike and I have known him ever since he moved to Monticello. He's really such a fine man. And nothing would please us more than to see him happy.
Maybe you should warn him away from me.
Hmm? Warn him up? My goodness, I think he's rather attracted to you already. Why should we warn him away from you?
Well, that's the trouble. You see, I think he's getting a little too serious with me. And I don't think that's a good idea.
What? Oh. You mean you don't feel the same?
No, it's not that. It's just that I'm not a forever person, Nancy. I never will be.
Tito Cullen reminding you this week from Madison Square Garden, our feature match, King Kong Bundy meets George Wells right here on All American Wrestling.
We asked 1,000 doctors if they were stranded on a desert island, which one medicine would they want along? Tylenol, extra strength Tylenol, Advil, or Bayer? Doctors chose Bayer more than any other. Nearly 2-to-1 over extra strength Tylenol, more than 8-to-1 over Advil. Doctors chose Bayer, the wonder drug, shouldn't you? Bayer, the wonder drug that works wonders.
I feel terrible. If I take Comtrex for this awful cold, will I also need Sudafed for my stuffy nose?
All you need is Comtrex. That's all. Nothing else.
My cold's miserable. I'm congested, achy, sneezing, coughing. Should I take Comtrex or Contac?
Comtrex. That's all. Nothing else. Unlike these, all by itself, Comtrex multi-symptom cold reliever has medicine to relieve more cold symptoms.
I feel a lot better now.
Comtrex. That's all. Nothing else. From Bristol-Myers.
You push yourself as hard as can to do what's best for your body. And the more you push, the more you sweat. You need the best deodorant soap you can get.
Give your body the best with Safeguard.
I've used other deodorant soaps, and none of them are as good as Safeguard. Only fresh-smelling Safeguard has a combination of rich, thick lather and unbeatable deodorant soap protection.
Give your body the best, give it Safeguard.
Does a mouthwash have to taste medicine-y to kill germs? We talked to a medicine-y mouthwash user.
It doesn't taste so good, but it kills the germs.
What if I told you Scope with T25 kills as many germs as your mouthwash?
I don't think it'll kill germs.
Clinical tests prove it does. Will you try Scope for a week?
Okay, I'll test it for a week. Scope kills the germs and it gives you a fresh breath. Clean, fresh. It's a good feeling. I'm going to switch to Scope.
Antiseptic Scope leaves your breath minty, not medicine-y.
Mrs. Saxon?
Thank you.
Nora?
Thank you.
I hope you won't be too late for work this morning, Nora.
No, I don't punch a time clock, you know. Spencer, could I just have a spot of cream, if you will?
Sufficient?
Just right, thank you.
Perhaps you'd like some coffee cake, Mrs. Saxon.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Nora?
Oh, I'll just help myself if I want to, thank you.
Well, I'll put your luggage in the car while you finish your coffee, Mrs. Saxon.
Thank you so much, Spencer. He's been a great help to this household.
That's nice to hear.
Have you known him long?
No, not long.
He's certainly a great improvement over the last man my nephew hired. That was a most unfortunate choice.
Oh, really?
Yes, but perhaps it's best not to go into that. Now, you said something about wanting to discuss Nicole Cavanaugh. I trust there's nothing wrong.
That depends on your point of view. But then perhaps I'd better not discuss it at all.
As you wish.
Well, I know that you're very close to Mrs. Cavanaugh. You've known her a long time, haven't you?
Yes.
You're very fond of her, aren't you?
Oh, very.
And I like her so much myself, so that I feel that I can confide in you out of a feeling of mutual fondness for her.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Dr. Cavanaugh's office nurse, Barbara?
I don't believe I do, no.
Please, don't repeat what I'm going to tell you to anyone. I'd hated it if she could lose her job over me. I really would.
My dear girl, a preface like that can mean only one of two things. Either you are going to announce the end of the world, or a bit of idle gossip. I'm not sure I want to hear either.
This is not idle gossip. This is the truth. And it's very disturbing. That's why I feel like I have to share it with someone.
If you must, then do.
Well, I had a friendly lunch with Barbara yesterday. She's inclined to talk freely, if you know what I mean. And she told me that Dr. Cavanaugh is fooling around with one of his patients. I believe you know who it is. You met her at the Cavanaugh's Christmas party, the young actress, Jinx Avery.
That's a shocking lie.
No, she said there's no doubt about it. She saw it with her own eyes. She accidentally walked into the room, and there they were. I was terribly upset when I heard about it.
It was very wrong of that girl to tell you that, Miss Fulton. First of all, it's a falsehood. And although your concern for Mrs. Cavanaugh is commendable, I don't think you're doing her a service by repeating it to me or to anyone else. That's the way rumors spread. Believe me, I know. Having spent almost 20 years of my life in Washington, D.C., I'm something of a connoisseur about scandal and rumor. I've seen it destroy lives and careers. No. The only way to fight gossip is to ignore it, and that's exactly what I'm going to do in this case. I would advise you to do the same.
I would never say anything that would be harmful to the Cavanaughs. I just couldn't carry this burden alone anymore.
Ladies, if you're ready to leave, I'll take you anywhere you'd like to go.
We asked 1,000 doctors if they were stranded on a desert island, which one medicine would they want along? Tylenol, extra strength Tylenol, Advil, or Bayer? Doctors chose Bayer more than any other. Nearly 2 to 1 over extra strength Tylenol, more than 8 to 1 over Advil. Doctors chose Bayer, the wonder drug, shouldn't you? Bayer, the wonder drug that works wonders.
Look at them potatoes.
Where are they going, Grandma?
Mommy, what's happening to the potatoes?
Introducing the chip that's eating all the potatoes. Pringles Ripple Potato Chips. Every can has more potatoes than before, and every chip rippled thick to bring out the extra hearty, extra delicious taste. So eat the chip that's eating all the potatoes. Pringles Ripple Potato Chips.
Just finished my first day at a great new job. You know where I found it? Here, in the National Business Employment Weekly. Every issue tells you about the best jobs available. Managerial, professional, technical. At top companies across the country. Top salaries from $25,000 a year to $250,000. Every issue has articles to help you land the job that's right for you. Writing a better resume. Coming across strong in interviews. Marketing yourself. Then when you get the job you want, articles that help you manage your career. Like setting career goals, salary statistics, how to ask for a raise and get it. The National Business Employment Weekly helps you get a great job, helps you do a great job. Don't make a career move without it.
Ask for the National Business Employment Weekly at your newsstand. Or if you prefer, get the next 8 issues by first-class mail for $35. Call toll-free 800-255-5000. 8 weekly issues, $35. Call 800-255-5000 now.
Don't lie, Miss Abercrombie. We know you went there that night, and your passion and your anger caused you to brutally bludgeon him with a brass candlestick holder. Oh, don't cry now. The tears won't help you. We're not impressed.
Oh, but I am. That was very good. What case are you working on?
Oh, well, it's not a case. It's a part in a play. She's more to be pitied than usual. We're doing it at the acting class tonight.
And what role are you playing?
I'm the villain.
Of course.
Well, you don't think it's going to ruin my image, do you? Oh, Dee Dee, I'm in real trouble. I told Mitzi I'd be ready to do this tonight, and with Gavin Wiley's case and everything else, I haven't had time to do anything about it.
Hey, well, hi-ho, everybody.
Oh, hi, Calvin.
If you're about to ask me to leave, I am here on business. How you doing, Clay?
Oh, fine. What's up?
Well, I just thought you might be interested in something that Tyler found out last night.
Great. What is it?
Well, it turns out that Nora Fulton, who is Nicole Kavanaugh's secretary, is an old girlfriend of none other than, ta-ta, Mr. Gunther Wagner. Well, I didn't expect anybody to jump up and down, but I thought you'd at least show some mild interest.
In what?
His mind is on acting classes.
Acting?
Oh, it's wonderful. Really, I'm having a good time here. You ought to try it.
Thanks, but I think one performer in the family is enough. Oh, Star's play opened in New York last night. It turns out it's going to be a hit. As a matter of fact, I have got a copy of the Rave Review.
Great!
Ah, so.
How about that?
Star's a star. Congratulations.
Let me see that. Wow, New York, Broadway. Star Wilson lives up to her name. Bright young talent, be seeing a lot of her. Well, looks like Star won't be back to Monticello for a while. I guess that solves the problem between you two. Oh, I'm sorry. That was really gauche. Calvin, I apologize. Dee Dee, I think it's time we made an exit.
Is that why you came by here, Calvin, to tell me about your wife's success?
No, Dee Dee. I came by here to ask you about you and Julius. I figured by now you must have made some decision about whether you're going to say yes or no.
Well, Julius is moving to Chicago, so he needed an answer right away.
Chicago. I see.
He got a terrific new job. Lots of prestige, lots of money. But since I don't want to leave Monticello, I had to tell him no.
No? You know, that's the first time I think I've been glad to hear you say no.
Well, it's just a rehearsal hall now, but eventually it's going to be a first-rate theater. Just wait and see.
Oh, I do love your positive thinking, Jim.
Well, I know of a theater. You have the Whitney Dance Theater. I mean, it's just closed up right now, going to waste.
Oh, but Jody, that would be out of the question. I mean, the rent on the Whitney, it would be astronomical.
Oh, you never can tell. Once we get things organized here, and we get a little exposure from WMON TV, patron saints of the arts are going to be banging on that door just begging to give us money. And then we'll rent the Whitney. As you can tell, I'm rather confident about the situation.
Well, it is the only theater in town.
Well, don't pin your hopes too high. Even if you had the money. If the Whitneys even figured out that you knew Jody and me, there's no way they'd rent that place to you.
It's too early to worry about it anyway.
Yeah, you don't even have a company yet.
What do you mean? We've got the nucleus of one. I mean, it's a great beginning. We've got me as the humble producer. And we've got Hector. He's a great stage manager and set designer and electrician. And we've got the acting company. We've got Jinx. And we've got Mitzi. We've got Kelly. And we've got the lovely Valerie Bryson.
Now wait a minute.
I repeat, we have the lovely Valerie Bryson. And the adorable Jody Travis. Now all we need is a director.
Don't count on it, Jim. My next job may be making license plates.
Would you stop that, please?
Sorry, honey, it's just a joke.
Oh, it didn't make me laugh.
Come in.
Morning, folks.
Morning.
Good Lord, our prayers are answered. Our character man. How do you do? Come right on in, sir. I don't even know if you know how to act, but you are it. You are exactly what we're looking for.
Not quite. My name's Harry Crawford. I'm looking for a Mr. Diedrichsen.
Call me Jim.
Oh.
How you do, Harry? You know, despite what everybody thinks, the theater world is not populated with people under 30 years old. Every repertory company has to have character actors. People with authority, wisdom, experience. I hate to see 20-year-old kids trying to play 50-year-olds. Welcome to the theater, Harry.
No. I don't want to be an actor, Mr. Diedrichsen. I have a good job.
Oh, well, what kind of work are you in?
I'm with the sheriff's office, and I just dropped by to deliver this.
What is it?
It's an eviction notice from the landlord for non-payment of rent.
Lots more dishes to do and your suds fizzled out again. Think your bargain brand is really a bargain? Think again. One squeeze of an average bargain brand can clean only this many dishes. The same amount of Ivory Liquid cleans this many, and this many more, about twice as many. Ivory Liquid has longer lasting suds than the bargain brands, and those famous Ivory suds can leave hands feeling smooth. Ivory Liquid cleans about twice as many dishes, and that's the simple truth.
If you're a woman, this material can make a difference in your life. A big difference. They call it dry weave, and it's the patented covering on Always Maxi Pads. Look, it's designed to give us a cleaner, drier kind of protection. Protection that simply didn't exist before. Why didn't they think of dry weave sooner?
Always. The touch of protection no other Maxi has. And now with Always new carry and dispose pouches, it's never been easier to take Always with you.
These are the amazing Lee press-on nails. They press on in seconds. No glue, no mess. Simply press on Lee Super Stick tabs. Then press on Lee press-on nails. That's all. Easy on, easy off. Use them again and again. They just won't break or split. Polish, and they're nearly impossible to chip. So press on. Lee press-on nails. In natural and glamour lengths and a variety of sizes for a quick, easy fit. Press on.
Oh, musty odors. We need Arm & Hammer Maximum Strength Carpet Deodorizer. More odor-destroying ingredient than these combined. And while those sit on top, Arm & Hammer Carpet Deodorizer penetrates, destroys deep down odors.
The whole room's fresh.
They work better, cost less.
You put the Arm & Hammer baking soda in the freezer.
It's not a mistake, Harry. One box to absorb freezer odors and a fresh box to absorb refrigerator odors.
Freshen the fridge and freezer with Arm & Hammer Pure Baking Soda.
Edge of Night has been brought to you in part by Arm & Hammer Pure Baking Soda. Freshens the fridge, freshens the freezer.
Tony, let me see you a minute, please. All right, make sure the director sees this. Tony, don't lose it.
Yes, Miss Fulton.
Nora Fulton?
Yes?
My name is Damian Tyler. I'm with the Monticello Police Department.
I assume you have identification, Mr. Tyler.
You betcha.
Well, then why didn't you show it to me at once? I thought that was customary.
Oh, it is. But actually, this is just an unofficial visit. I just wanted to ask you some questions about a man who I think used to be a friend of yours. His name was Gunther Wagner. You did know Gunther, didn't you?
Fairly well, yes. I don't think I can tell you anything that will be helpful, though.
Well, I have to ask to find out, don't I?
Well, then ask, if you must, but please don't waste my time. I'm working here, you know?
Oh, I'm sure that's true. Really, I just wanted some information on one specific detail. You see, Gunther used to mention a girlfriend named Roxanne.
I've never known anyone by that name.
Look, I don't want to deceive you, Miss Fulton, but Spencer Varney told me that Roxanne was Gunther's pet name for you.
All right, I suppose you'll find out. Eventually. That is what you do, isn't it? Find out things.
Find out what?
Gunther hated the name Nora. So he called me Roxanne. He heard it in a movie or something. Listen, I don't think this can be of any interest to you.
Well, we're interested in information about anybody who knew Gunther. Did Gunther Wagner visit you in the mental hospital?
Please, no, wait a minute. You cannot tell anybody that, all right? It was a long time ago.
When was the last time you saw Gunther?
About a year before he died. Now, that's the truth.
When was the last time you heard from him?
Well, when I got out of the hospital, I tried to find him. And he wrote me a letter. He told me that he was going to leave his job at the Whitneys. And he was going to settle in the Caribbean forever.
What? You still have that letter?
Yes? Listen, Mr. Tyler, I'll make a deal with you. If you keep quiet about me, I'll let you see the letter.
It's a deal.
These are the amazing.
You're watching the USA Network.
This is the closest thing to heaven that I have ever been. Oh, except for our first honeymoon, of course. Look at this! We're on the top of the wall!
You know, I think that's the reason I came to San Moritz the first time, so I could see what it would be like to live here, on top of the world.
I know what you mean.
The only trouble is that once you live up here, you don't ever want to have to go back down again. Oh, look. That's our ski instructor, the one I hired for you. Come on.
Oh, my God, he's gorgeous!
Ollie! Yeah, well, I was trying to find somebody about 5'2" with a great big lump on his nose,
Does
a
he have
big
an
fat
accent?
ball.
Does he have an accent?
No, that's all I can get. Yeah, I think he has a little accent. All right, well, don't get...
All right.
Ollie!
Come in.
Das ist meine Frau. Frau Whitney, Ollie, Raven, Ollie.
Ollie, hello.
Are you ready for your lesson?
Oh, yes. Only you have to be very gentle because I break it.
Okay, I'll be very gentle.
Okay, let me yeah.
You all set?
Yes.
Hello.
Oh, certainly.
All right, have fun. Be careful. Learn your lessons well, Raven. There are some dangerous trails out there. Too dangerous for you, perhaps. But If you insist, we'll just have to try them.
Notice of dispossess. Tenant James L. Diedrichson is hereby notified that these premises must be vacated by said tenant within 10 days after the posting of this notice. 10 days? I mean, I knew that landlords had to collect their rent.
You're nuts. You know that? Just nuts.
Hey. Oh, I knew there was a funeral going on. I would have sent flowers. What's...
Smiley, do you know Gavin, Jody, Valerie?
Jim, I have been explaining to Smiley about our company. Now, I told him we were just getting started.
There's a few things that have come up, Smiley, that you ought to know about.
Yeah, well, I don't want to hear about it. I really don't. I don't believe you people. I'm a lot older than most of you. I've been around. I know what's going on. I'm telling you, you need me. What you got here is a cockamamie amateur hour, and you need some professional talent to pull the whole thing together.
Look, Smiley, there's a couple things that have come up. It doesn't make any difference who's in and who's out now, because we're all out.
What? What?
I knew it was too good to be true.
I can't stand words like hereas. Words like dispossess aren't so great either.
Maybe Mr. Wilson has some money he could lend you, Jim.
What, are you kidding?
I know. I could get an advance on some pictures that I'm taking for a magazine next week.
No, forget it. It's not going to work.
Well, I am really surprised at all of you. I mean, here I thought actors were supposed to be creative. Look at you. You're all just giving up.
You're terrific. You're terrific. She is. She's right. All we got to do is use our heads, use our talent.
How? Hey, kids, I got an idea. Let's put on a show right here. Mickey Rooney?
In 1942. Right. Wait a minute, huh? I think you got something, Heck.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, why? Why don't we put a show on for our landlord? What's his name?
Mortimer.
Well, what do you know about him?
Nothing. I never met him.
You never met him?
No.
That's it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to change his mind.
No, Smiley, we've already talked about that. This guy's got a heart of stone.
We're going to have to soften it up.
There's nothing to lose by trying.
Yeah, but I'm going to do all the trying. Let me ask you something. If I come through, if I get Mortimer to come through with another month here, what's in it for me?
My humble thanks.
Come on.
You want in? Okay. You got it.
That's a deal.
It's a deal.
Just what are you planning to do, Mr. Wilson?
Oh, I've dealt a lot with hard-hearted landlords. Why don't you come along? I need some window dressing.
No thanks.
What about you?
I'm sorry. I have some work to do at my own studio.
Then maybe I can talk Mitzi. Maybe your friend Joe.
Hey, no, wait a minute. What do you have in mind, Smiley? You're not going to get rough with this guy, are you?
Hey, no, I don't want any of that stuff, okay?
Hey, I'm an actor, not a gorilla. I'm going now.
Yeah, how you doing? What's happening, pal? Remember I said I was going to talk to Nora Fulton? Yeah, that's Gunther's ex-old lady, right? Right, well, I talked to her. Look, I got some really interesting information on her. To begin with, she has a different name. It's Roxanne. Roxanne, how come I know that? Well, that's the woman that Gunther Wagner used to talk about. You know that one from the mental hospital? You mean they're one the same? Well, her legal name is Nora, but Apparently Gunther thought it wasn't sexy enough, so he changed it to Roxanne. Anyway, I assume she's very much better now, or they wouldn't have let her out of the hospital. Wait a minute. What are you telling me? Do the Kavanaughs know about this? I mean, as far as I heard, she's actually working in their house, you know?
That's it for me, guys.
Yeah, take it easy,
See you,
Lou.
Lou.
I mean, I know once you're cured, you're supposed to be cured, but,
Well, I really don't think she's mentioned to him. Frankly, I sort of promised not to mention it myself.
Yeah, why'd you do that?
Well, I didn't think it was fair, for one thing.
Sounds like there must be another reason.
Oh, there is. In exchange for my silence, Nora promised to show me a letter that was written to her by Gunther Wagner.
A letter?
Right. Apparently, when she found out that she was going to get out of the hospital, she wrote to Gunther, and he wrote back to her.
Hey, well, what's supposed to be in this letter, you know?
Well, to begin with, he said that he was no longer going to be in Sky Whitney's employ.
No kidding.
Right. He also said that he was going to be leaving Monticello and that he was going to spend the rest of his life in a tropical island or something like that.
Wonder what that's all about.
I don't know. It may be nothing. I mean, maybe it was just Gunther's way of telling Roxanne that he didn't want to renew a relationship with her.
Oh, I see. The old brush off, eh?
Could be. But it might be something important. I think we need to find out everything that Gunther Wagner did and said before he died. I'm going to read that letter.
Don't miss Peter Sellers, and Peter Sellers in the fiendish plot of Dr. Fu Manchu, a USA premiere event coming Tuesday, March 18th.
The day's looking new and bright, and you're gonna start it right. For the stunning fruit, the aroma's calling you. The best part of waking up, it's Folgers in your car.
Nothing brightens your morning like mountain-grown Folgers, because mountain-grown coffee has more enticing aroma and richer flavor than any other kind.
That rich aromatic blend is your best morning friend. Starts you off feeling good, the day goes like it should. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
When your throat's really sore, Chloraseptic spray relieves it really fast. How fast? So fast that the moment she feels relief, we'll stop this commercial.
You give your body the best.
Come on, body, you can do it.
Sure you can. From the best workout to the best deodorant soap.
Safeguard. Give your body the best. Hey, this body deserves it all. Both the most rich, thick deodorant soap lather I can get, bubbling over with the most deodorant soap protection I can get. Clean scent. Give this body anything less than the best.
Are you talking to me?
Give your body the best. Give it Safeguard.
How was a photographer injured in a brawl with Madonna's bodyguards? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
Will Jeff and Fallon's marriage be the TV wedding of the year? This week's National Enquirer tells you. What are two surefire tricks to become more creative?
It's in the Enquirer.
How can you tell if your mate really loves you? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Kelly. You looking for Valerie?
Yeah, she wasn't down at the photo studio, so I thought she might be over here.
Yeah, well, she was. She left a few minutes ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see her go. Thanks a lot. Hey, Jim?
Yeah.
Look, you and I really haven't had a chance to talk privately yet, have we?
No. No, there's always been three of us. You, me, and Valerie.
Yeah. Maybe it's time that we had a chat alone. Huh?
You mean about the third member of our triangle?
Yeah, about Valerie and the people that you all knew in Lucerne.
Kelly, no matter what I tell you about Lucerne, all the facts and the figures, The truth of the matter is you're still not going to believe me. What's important about Lucerne was I met Valerie, and I fell in love with her.
Yeah, well, that's, I guess, important to you. I'll see you later, Jim.
The reason I didn't come back to her was that I didn't think it was mutual.
Whoa, sounds like you were real humble in those days.
No, reality. I didn't think she was in love with me. I thought it was just sympathy.
It's real sweet.
Look, everything's changed. Everything's changed from the clinic. We're all on equal terms now.
Do you mean you and Val, or you and me?
I think you get the idea.
I get the idea. That sounds like a declaration of war, Jim.
Well, if that's the way you take it. You know what they say. All's fair.
In love. And war.
Yeah.
Look, Bernard, you want to start condemnation procedures? That's what you do. I'll make money either way. You can bet on it. I gotta go now. It's my other line. Yeah? Who? Diedrichson? Well, he better be here with money. That's all I gotta say.
Mr. Mortimer, I'm Glenda Diedrichson, and this is my poor old father, the man you want to throw out of his home.
Well, my world was dull and gray, hadn't felt the sun in days, tried new Citrus Hill Select, what a wonderful effect, and my day gets going and my juices get flowing. Citrus Hill Select goes right to the heart, 'cause the heart is where it's pure, it's my daily sunshine cure. Citrus Hill Select gets your juices flowing. Citrus Hill Select gets your juices flowing.
I'm Roxy Roker.
And I'm Mike Cherry. Now, it has been said that money makes the world go round.
And more than that, money can also cause miseries in a marriage. But we have help for you.
In fact, an expert explains how to stop the money fights in your marriage. We're also going to learn about a very serious topic, the trauma of incest.
An incest victim and her husband join us to talk about coping in their relationship.
We'll see you next time for Live and Well.
Sure will.
Tomorrow at 2, 1 Central on USA.
If you need life insurance protection, a good chunk of it, you don't want to keep paying for it forever, look into QuickPay, the different kind of life insurance from Transamerica. With QuickPay, you decide the number of years you want to pay for your coverage. 3, 5, 7, that's it. You're paid up for life. You're protected for life. Let me show you. Say you're like me, 40, don't smoke, and you need $100,000 of protection. And you want your payments to end in 5 years. Look, you pay $1,633 a year. A total of $8,165 in premiums. Not a cent more. You have $100,000 in protection from the word go. All along the way, your Transamerica QuickPay policy builds tax-deferred cash value at high current interest rates. And you don't pay even one premium after the first 5 years. QuickPay from Transamerica. Find out about it. Quick.
For complete details about QuickPay, call 800-228-6260, toll free. That's 800-228-6260. Call now.
Mr. Diedrichson, I sort of have the impression you were a younger man.
No, I sort of had the impression you were a bigger man at first until I received this paper.
Look, Mr. Diedrichson, I'm not in business for my health.
It's obvious, Mr. Mortimer. Your health does not look too good. Well, Harold, what do you think?
Yes, sir. He looks pretty pale to me, sir.
He probably doesn't even care about his health. All he cares about is money.
Look, Miss Diedrichson.
Don't you know you're breaking my father's heart?
Yes, and it's not a very strong heart at that, Mr. Mortimer. In fact, if you decide to go through with this, well, I'm sorry. The medical profession simply can't help us.
Children, let me have a moment with Mr. Mortimer, please, brother. Mr. Mortimer, first, I'd like to thank you for seeing us this afternoon. You are in the business of making money, and that can be an all-time consuming endeavor, I know, because one time in my life I was devoted entirely and solely to money making, money spending, money.
I really don't see what this has to do with the 2 months' rent you owe me.
That's all right. Money. Until one day I was crossing the street and happened to be struck down by an automobile which rendered me somewhat dependent. It was a long time ago, Mr. Mortimer. Now, I enjoy wonderful relationships, love my family, enjoy a blue sky, things I never knew before. If only I had money now. But not for me. No, for what it would allow me to do for others. Mr. Mortimer, do you know what we are doing in this studio that you allow us to use?
Yes, some sort of acting school.
We make dreams come true, Mr. Mortimer, not just for the people involved in the theater, but for those who come, who will come, with a hope to dream, to experience, to become involved. This paper, you know what this does, Mr. Mortimer? You know, it puts an end to those dreams. You have the chance to become rich internally. Rich, you can be responsible for these dreams being fulfilled. These young people who just want a chance to prove themselves. Yes.
Daddy, please don't.
Bring joy.
Daddy, please don't.
No, he's going to have an attack.
An attack of what?
Second.
Something. Put it in your ear.
You'll be all right. But like I said before, I take no responsibility what happens if you go back on your word.
Mr. Mortimer, please. Please, I beg you. Just one more month. I promise you we'll raise the money.
Oh, all right. 1 more month, but that's all.
Oh, Daddy! Daddy, did you hear that? Where's Daddy?
Grüezi miteinander.
Ah, grüß Gott.
Haben Sie heute gut geschehen?
Ja, der Steuer ist sehr gut.
Gut.
Dankeschön.
Good.
Ja,
Good.
sehr gut.
You know what Uli was telling me? He was telling me that some of the trails are a lot more treacherous now because of all the storms that they've had.
Well, don't worry, baby. We just won't hit any of the treacherous trails. You don't have to worry about a thing.
Well, how do you know where the good ones and where the bad ones are?
Because they're very well marked. Now just leave it to me, baby.
Sure, I'm glad you're not mad at me anymore. You're not mad at me anymore, are you?
Never was.
Yes, you were. You were furious. Because I was talking to Spencer about that shoe.
Just no more phone calls, all right? We're far away, and I'd like to forget everything and everybody from home.
Okay. Spencer's not even going to be there, is he?
No. Well, he's going on vacation, so I just hope he gets a good housekeeper.
You know, I keep thinking about that letter I sent to Damien. He's going to get the letter. He's going to go to the house. There's going to be no shoe. There's going to be no Spencer. I keep thinking that maybe I should write him another letter.
Now, what I said about phone calls goes for letters, too. All right?
Okay.
Now, why don't you go and find Uli and finish your lesson, and I'll finish my wine. I'll see you outside, okay?
I'm Leonard Polaner. My grandfather sold the first jar of Polaner preserves way back in 1896. In 1968, we took out half the sugar from regular preserves and invented Polaner Light, a low-sugar preserve. And now, for all of you who are concerned about the kind of sugar added to foods, we have developed Polaner All Fruit in 7 delicious flavors. Polaner All Fruit is fruit sweetened only with real fruit juice. Polaner All Fruit contains no added sugar or artificial sweeteners. What could be better on toast than the natural taste of strawberries, black cherries, and other delicious fruits, all with no added sugar? Polaner All Fruit tastes so delicious, We want to buy America their first jar. Write to this address, and we will send you a store coupon good for a free jar of Polaner All Fruit. Polaner All Fruit. The name says it all.
How was a photographer injured in a brawl with Madonna's bodyguards? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
Will Jeff and Fallon's marriage be the TV wedding of the year? This week's National Enquirer tells you. What are 2 surefire tricks to become more creative?
It's in the Enquirer.
How can you tell if your mate really loves you? Find out in the Enquirer. Over 100 features for people with inquiring minds.
Like me.
Recognize this? It's how dentists scrape tartar off. And this, it's what more dentists recommend to help keep tartar off. Tartar Control Crest. It not only fights cavities, it's the only fluoride toothpaste that fights ugly tartar. Clinical testing proved it works. Look, a dentist has to scrape hard, crusty tartar off, but you can help keep visible tartar off your teeth between checkups. So along with this, it's gotta be this. Tartar Control Crest, the dentist's choice for fighting tartar.
Laugh at the antics of real people, caught in the act of being themselves. On Candid Camera. Weekday mornings at 10, 9 Central on USA.
beautiful. It could be so good together. We could stay at the top. But you won't listen. You won't let go. You have to keep after me about that shoe. That damn shoe. I wonder if it's too late. Too late.
Air travel furnished by Capital Air.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You're watching the USA Network.
Sweetheart, you better put those on. It's real cold outside.
All right, you know, I'm a little bit afraid of going on that cable car.
You mean the gondola? Don't be silly. It's a perfectly sturdy little vehicle.
Yeah, I know, but I've heard stories about those things.
Oh, come on. It's a steel-reinforced cable, and it's perfectly safe. As a matter of fact, you'd be safer there than you would be in your own bed.
I don't know if I like that comparison. You know what?
What?
This really does seem like our first honeymoon.
Yeah, it does.
Doesn't seem like we've been married for months and months.
No, it doesn't. It seems new. That's why we've got to enjoy it. While we can. Well, it's a beautiful day outside. You want to try the slopes on your own?
No, not just it. You know what I really want to do today?
What's that?
I want to go into town and get one of those luscious desserts.
All right, but you're not changing your mind, all right? Remember, this trip was your idea.
All right, no, I'll go on the gondola. I won't change my mind.
All right. Come on, I know a place that's got terrific pastries. We'll go and have some dessert and some nice warm tea. Use your hats.
Thank you.
And once we're nice and full, we'll find our gondola. And you're going to love it. It's just incredible. You're hundreds of feet up in the air, and the valley looks gorgeous. Yeah, you really love it.
Well, I don't know if I'll love it, but I'll do it.
Okay, let's go. Great.
Okay.
All we have to do now is find a gondola, just for two.
You know, Geraldine, you really didn't have to get up to have breakfast with us. Not that we aren't pleased to have your company.
That's exactly what I told her, but she insisted.
You two had as bad a night as I did, thanks to me.
There wasn't anything bad about it. I slept very well.
Even after I made that awful racket and woke the entire household.
Oh, my goodness, we've all experienced something like that at one time or another. Waking up in the middle of the night in a room you don't know where anything is.
Yes, the room was unfamiliar.
It will be more familiar tonight, Geraldine.
No, Mike. Thank you so much. But I won't be there tonight.
Today, I am absolutely determined to find a residential hotel suite.
That may not be any easier than it was the other day.
And don't settle for something you don't like, Geraldine. There's no hurry. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like.
I knew very well you'd say that to me, and I'm tempted to believe it.
Would you like more coffee?
No, dear, no more, thank you. I'm going to get going to the studio, then I'd better be on my way now.
Just remember what I said, Geraldine. You're wanted here.
Thank you, Mike. I know that.
Oh, Geraldine. Looks like I'm not going to be able to have breakfast with you, huh?
Well, I just got an earlier start, Kelly. In any case, I'll see you at the studio later, won't I?
You bet.
All right. Goodbye, all.
Bye-bye. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. I woke up in the middle of the night. I couldn't get back to sleep.
Was it a loud noise that awakened you? Something like a telephone falling off a table?
It might have been something like that.
Well, don't mention it to Geraldine. We just told her that you slept through her little accident.
Yeah, then again, maybe it was one of those dreams. Those dreams I've been having about my acting coach.
Your what? Oh, you mean Jim Dietrichson?
What kind of dreams are they?
Not too pleasant.
You're still not convinced he's the Jim Dietrichson he's supposed to be?
I know. I'm probably the only one.
Valerie doesn't seem to have the slightest doubt in the world. And frankly, Kelly, I wonder if your doubts are based on fact.
Oh, look, I'll be the first one to admit it. Jim has his facts down pat, except for one thing. He keeps identifying people at the clinic. People who can't identify him.
Except for Valerie.
Yeah, but she's partial. She wants to believe him.
Well, who could you find, Kelly? The clinic's been shut down for years.
Most likely anybody who worked there is in Europe.
Wait a minute, Nancy. There is one person right here in this country. Dr. Bryson's wife. Beth Bryson.
I can't believe you pulled it off. You must be some kind of actor.
He was wonderful.
I told you I'd get you an extra month here, and I did it, right?
Yeah.
That's Mortimer guy. He's I really had him snowed. That look on his face when I.
Yeah, you really have me impressed.
Mitzi and Johnny, they're terrific too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe you pulled it off. But like I said, you're an official member of the Maskers.
The Maskers. The Maskers. That's funny.
Well, what's funny?
I remember the first time I wore a mask. I was a kid in school, and they were going to do this play. The teacher asked me to do a part in it, and I was scared because I was shy in those days. I always felt self-conscious, like people were always looking at me. But then she showed me this mask that I'd wear for the part, and I put it on, and I wasn't scared anymore. I felt like I could do anything. The night of the show, right before I go on stage, something was wrong with my costume, and I put the mask down on the floor for a second to fix it, and somebody stepped on it. I wiped it out. I'm ready to go on stage. It's the only mask we had. But I knew what the mask looked like, and I screwed up my face to look like it. And I walked out on stage, and I was terrific. And ever since then, I guess that's what acting is. It's wearing masks. It's easy, because when you're wearing a mask, nobody gets to look at you. Anyway, the Maskers, that's nice.
I'm really glad you're going to be one of us.
Yeah, I hope you stay happy with us. I mean, we do have to come up with double the rent next month, or we're busted.
What are you worried about? You're always worried. We'll come up with something. I knew a guy in Los Angeles, an actor. He was broke, and he robbed a bank. He pulled one of those deals where he handed a note to the teller, and the note said, hand over your money, there's a gun on you, and don't make any noise.
And there's this camera up there taking your picture.
You're right. Meanwhile, the police are still looking for the old lady that robbed that bank. Hey, look what time it is. Oh, gee, Hector. I told Hector. Hector's going to meet him. We're going to go out and get me some friends.
All right,
I'll see you later,
Okay.
Smiley.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Boy, he's really something, isn't he?
Yeah. You don't suppose that actor that he was talking about could have been,
What about it?
you don't suppose he was talking about himself?
Edward Woodward is an aging secret agent who must equalize his military duty and his personal conscience in the Cold War thriller Callan on the USA Movie, Sunday.
Bet you can't guess the name of this new detergent. It whitens clothes without the worry of liquid chlorine bleach.
This detergent's terrific. Look how white it got your shirt.
Yeah, Mom, and it doesn't fade flowers like your liquid bleach did.
Guess again. Your grandmother used it, and now it's got a new whitening formula with color-safe bleach.
Whites like this used to worry me. I never knew how much liquid bleach to add.
And it showed. Give up. It's new advanced whitening Oxidol, the only heavy-duty detergent with, ta-da, those famous green crystals with color-safe bleach. So you can whiten berry-stained shirts like these without the worry of liquid bleach. Watch. We'll soak one in a leading detergent with liquid bleach, one in new Oxidol. Look, both look white. Can you guess which is which? Now you can. The liquid bleach shirt pales next to the Oxidol shirt.
I wish new Oxidol were here sooner. All those uniforms I messed up.
I still love you, Ma. So who whitens without the worry of liquid bleach? Guess.
Oklahoma, America's beloved musical, captured now in all its beauty and charm in Oh, What a Beautiful Morning, a limited edition plate by famous American artist Mort Kunstler. Recommended now by the Bradford Exchange, Oh, What a Beautiful Morning is produced by the Knowles China Company. Each plate is individually hand-numbered and comes with a certificate of authenticity. Reserve yours by calling this number now. The edition is limited to 150 firing days, so it's likely to sell out fast at the low issue price of just $19.50, complete with a 365-day money-back guarantee. Once it's sold out, it could increase in value. So order your Oklahoma Collector's plate now. Call this toll-free number and charge it to your Visa, MasterCard, or order COD. Just $19.50, so call now to order your limited edition Oklahoma plate.
Well, I guess that takes care of that for another year, huh?
Now comes the really difficult part, filling out this police department form. I thought you guys had given up the third degree.
Is it really that rough?
Oh, it's not bad. Just about 100 questions. Frankly, I feel like skipping over them all and just scrawling 2 letters across the whole thing.
What 2 letters that?
DH.
Is that some kind of a technical term?
Yeah. Disgustingly healthy. Come on. Listen, if you've got urgent police business, you can beat it out of here. I don't need your help filling out this thing.
Oh. Well, maybe I'll do that. You know, speaking of health, I had a long talk with Jinx the other night. She told me something very interesting.
Really? What was that?
Well, maybe she mentioned to you the acting troupe that she used to be with, the one that she left behind and went to Chicago?
Yes, she mentioned that.
Well, apparently the reason she stayed here was because of her illness. The illness that you treated?
Yes, was.
Didn't tell me just what that was, though. Said it had something to do with hypertension or stress, something like that? Well, apparently you know how to take care of it because she's a healthy woman now. But what I was thinking was, maybe I should be grateful that she was sick, because otherwise I never would have met her.
That's right. You would have missed all that fun and games about the diamond bracelet.
That all seems like a very long time ago now.
Derek, you're seeing Jinx pretty regularly now, aren't you?
Well, let me put it to you like this. A day goes by that I don't spend with Jinx, and that's a wasted day for me.
I see.
You're crying out loud. Will you listen to me? It doesn't sound like the old Derek. I've always been the kind of guy that likes to hold things in. I never wanted to share with people my private thoughts, my personal feelings. But suddenly...
You don't care so much anymore.
It's even worse than that. For crying out loud, I want to go out and share it with people. Tell them what I'm feeling. Am I going crazy?
It's a form of insanity, yes. It's rather widespread, I'm afraid.
Is it that age-old syndrome? Well, It's new for me, because I never felt that way before, not even the first time I was in love. But maybe that's the answer. Maybe this is the first time I'm in love.
Sounds like all the symptoms, all right.
Well, my world certainly revolves around hers, just like the planets revolve around the sun.
Oh, brother. You got it bad, don't you?
I got it bad. It's like a fever burning inside of me, and I don't want it cured, not for all the aspirin in the world.
Well, you know, Derek, fever's not the best condition to be in. I mean, any doctor will tell you that. Maybe you ought to take it a little easier, huh?
What's that supposed to mean
Nothing,
exactly?
Just some old-fashioned practical advice, man. To man, I'm just suggesting that you take it a little slower with Jinx. Don't push so fast.
No way, Miles. I can understand in certain situations that might be the way to approach things, but this is not one of those. Jinx can't stand to waste time, and believe me, I'm not gonna.
Look, you've always been a very cautious, sensible fella. I'm just telling you, friend to friend, don't rush things with her.
Sorry, Miles. I just can't take that as the advice of a friend.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. I didn't realize you're still busy.
No, he's not. He's finished. Thanks very much for the checkup, Doc. I'll pass on the advice. Hey, Barbara.
Is there anything you want me to do for you, Doctor?
Oh, yeah, you can put some of these files away if you would.
I'm so sorry.
What is the matter with you, Barbara? You were dropping things all yesterday afternoon. Are you starting in all over again today?
I'm so terribly sorry.
Dad.
I did the dishes, and I used the energy cycle.
That's what happens when you use the energy cycle.
No more excuses. New improved Cascade fights spots better than ever. Under tough conditions like the energy cycle, other leading brands can leave spots. New Cascade's advanced sheeting action leaves dishes virtually spotless.
Even on the energy cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with new improved Cascade, there's no excuse for spots.
Out of Africa is one of the most critically acclaimed motion pictures of the decade, nominated for 11 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress, and Best Supporting Actor, Best Screenplay, Best Cinematography, Best Original Score, Best Art Direction. Robert Redford, Meryl Streep in a Sidney Pollack film. Out of Africa, rated PG. Now at select theaters. Check newspapers.
I used to be fat, 50 pounds fatter. There's a lot of us used-to-bes around.
I don't know why a lot of people don't believe me. I've lost 38 pounds.
If somebody told me I could lose 50 pounds and still eat delicious foods, I would have thought they were crazy. I'm a real person. We all represent real people losing lots and lots of unwanted pounds and inches.
I'm what you call an after. You should have seen me 53 pounds before.
From fat to thin, heavy to slim, Fat Burner Plan customers everywhere are proud of their dramatic weight loss.
I've already lost 3 pounds in 5 days.
Results not typical. By following the plan, the average man can lose 3.5 pounds a week, the average woman 2 pounds a week. And here's a special reason for losing weight. Free crystal earrings with your order.
Hey, if I can lose 50 pounds, anybody can.
Order Grapefruit 45 on the Fat Burner Plan now. Get a free set of beautiful crystal earrings. To save COD fees, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-225-3030 or send $19.95 plus $3 postage and handling to Grapefruit, P.O. Box 19020, Las Vegas, Nevada.
I just thought it'd be a good idea to have lunch at Dr. Kavanaugh's nurse, the way we knew each other already. We've talked on the phone so often.
Then you probably know Barbara better than I do by now.
She's awfully nice. Let's see, what did I learn about her? She's single, but you knew that already.
Yes?
She's attractive, very sweet. She likes the work she does. She likes her job. Needless to say, she likes Dr. Kavanaugh. In fact, I'd say she had an itty-bitty crush on him.
Nora!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything unpleasant, really.
I thought that we had sort of agreed not to discuss my husband again on those terms.
But I didn't mean anything. I just meant that she admires him. Isn't it natural for a doctor's nurse to admire him?
Yes, of course it is. I guess it's almost necessary.
I certainly didn't mean anything romantic.
Let's just forget it, all right? Oh, good morning.
Morning, Nicola. Nora. Morning, Mrs. Saxon. Let me get rid of this mail.
Oh, there's no hurry with that.
I might as well get it off your desk. Did the moving go all right, Mrs. Saxon?
Yes, it went all right.
I met Mrs. Saxon yesterday at the Whitneys. Sort of a coincidence.
What were you doing there?
Apparently, she knows the Whitney driver, Spencer Varney.
Oh, well, that is a coincidence.
Well, I just know him slightly. We're not really friends. We worked together in the same household years ago. Let me take care of this mail.
Something wrong, Geraldine?
I was just thinking about Nora.
Has she by any chance been talking? I'm afraid she has this tendency to gossip a little.
I'm afraid you're right.
I've spoken to her about it, but I'm not sure she's taken it to heart.
When I saw her at the house yesterday, she seemed to be rather worried about someone else's gossip.
Oh, really? Who would that be?
Well, I think we should drop the subject, Nicole. No use aggravating these things. They just go out of proportion.
Was the person she mentioned by any chance Mrs. Goodman?
No, it wasn't.
Well, who was it then?
It was Miles' office nurse, Barbara.
Oh, right, Barbara.
Yes. Apparently they had had lunch together, and Nora seemed rather disturbed about something that the girl had said to her. Really, I don't want to discuss this anymore. I'm really sorry now that Nora took me into her confidence.
Oh, well, for heaven's sake, I don't want you to be in the middle of all this. I guess maybe I should get to know Barbara myself.
Bobsledding we could try, and what else? There's a ski jumping competition, I think, this afternoon. Oh, and there's curling. Have you ever seen that? That's the game they play on ice with the brooms and the little things that look like tea kettles. Oh, boy, that looks good.
Les fruits pour madame.
Thank you.
Et la glace pour monsieur.
Ah, très bon.
J'espère que tout était à votre convenance.
Oh, oui, merci.
I wish you a good afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So you're not still thinking about that gondola, right?
No, you want to know what I was thinking about?
Okay.
I was thinking about you coming here and wondered if it still reminded you of what happened. You did meet the real Schuyler Whitney here, didn't you?
Yes, that's right. I met him here. And I'll admit there are times when I've been reminded of it. See, it was from St. Moritz that we took off, too, that day that we took a private plane trip, a fateful day.
Well, I don't mean to bring up painful memories.
Painful? Well, crashing in the Alps wasn't any fun. We've got a short memory for pain and a long one for pleasure.
I know, but you saw your friend lying there dead in the snow.
My friend? He was a spoiled, rich kid, Raven. And when I think of the rudeness and the contempt that I put up with, I'm amazed at my own tolerance. But it worked out just fine, because now I'm living the kind of life that he wanted to. I'm wrong. I'm living a much better life. And I intend to go on living.
Hey, baby, nobody's going to take it away from you.
That's right, no one is. Not ever. Well, you about ready to take on that mountain?
When it's time to close your bag, are you going to rely on something wimpy or something hefty?
Hefty, hefty, hefty. Hefty.
The cinch sack from Hefty. Fill it up and it closes up. reopen it, and put in more.
Hefty, hefty, hefty.
Want a bag that'll close every time? Then don't send a wimpy bag to do a hefty job. The amazing cinch sack from Hefty.
These are the amazing Lee press-on nails. They press on in seconds. No glue, no mess. Simply press on Lee Super Stick tabs. Then press on Lee press-on nails. That's all. Easy on, easy off. Use them again and again. They just won't break or split. Polish, and they're nearly impossible to chip. So press on Lee press-on nails. In natural and glamour lengths and a variety of sizes for a quick, easy fit. Press on.
Look at them potatoes.
Where are they going, Grandma?
Mommy, what's happening to the potatoes?
Introducing the chip that's eating all the potatoes. Pringles Rippled Potato Chips. Every can has more potatoes than before, and every chip rippled thick to bring out the extra hearty, extra delicious taste. So eat the chip that's eating all the potatoes. Pringles Rippled Potato Chips.
Caramba, what a mess.
Mexican meatloaf.
Ole?
I need help.
So why's that lemon liquid here?
Got a better idea?
Undoubtedly. Introducing new improved Joy. One little squirt puts the toughest squeeze on dirt. Look, on tough foods like this, Joy cleans better than your lemon liquid.
My brand couldn't cut the dirt.
Joy left its dish shining.
Nice shine.
Uh-huh. Wow, great looking table. New lemon fresh Joy. One little squirt puts the toughest squeeze on dirt.
Don't miss Peter Sellers, and Peter Sellers in the fiendish plot of Dr. Fu Manchu, a USA premiere event coming Tuesday, March 18th.
Well, I'd better get back to my own office and start calling the hotels.
Oh, you still haven't found a place.
No, and I can't go on living with poor Mike and Nancy.
I'm sure they don't mind in the least.
Nicole, I'm the one who minds. There've been many things in my life, but never a professional guest.
I don't suppose there's any arguing with you about remaining at the Whitney house.
No, I'm very sure about that. I don't want to stay where I'm not wanted.
Well, I'm sure that if you could only get in touch with Raven, she'd feel quite differently now.
I really don't think so. I said some very unpleasant things about Skylar, and I don't think she'll ever forgive me for that. I just hope she never has any reason to forgive him.
Will you come on over here and look at...
No!
Come on!
I'm so dizzy from this height already.
Gee, we come all the way up to the Alps and you're sitting at the cable car, just kind of sitting there.
It is so beautiful.
I know, it really is gorgeous, isn't it?
One question.
What?
Do these cables ever snap?
No, don't worry. Let's see.
Oh, boy. Oh, look down there. The skiers look like little ants. And I love Uli. He's perfect. You knew he's only 21 years old.
Yeah, you certainly seem very cute.
Just my age, darling. He said my form was excellent and that I could really, really be a fine skier if I had more practice. So I want to come back here, 2 or 3 times a winter, okay?
Without sight, the edge of night, half dark, half light. Do you think we might wake up someday and be aware of all the games people play? as we look. I found my dream.
Tony, can't wait to eat.
And I can't wait to clean